This is Townsquare Sunday. I'm Jim Phillips. The United Way of Greater New Bedford has a busy month in March. Actually, most months are busy.
Most months, yes.
But in March, they have a lot of activity, especially at the start of the month. It starts with a literacy program for young people. Here to talk about it is the United Way's Director of Marketing and Community Relations, Victoria Gracella. Good to see you again, Victoria.
Hi, Jim. Good to see you as always.
So tell us about this Celebrate Reading event that's happening on March 2nd.
Yeah, so like you said, we have a busy month ahead of us. March is a big month for reading. Read Across America does a lot of programming during that month in honor of Dr. Seuss's birthday. So last year, as you know, we launched our Women United initiative that's focused on early literacy and development programs for children. And so this is really the start of some of the programming that we're going to be doing. So last year, our Power of the Purse event raised about $30,000 to help fund some programming. So Celebrate Reading is part of our laundromat project that we are partnering with the Birth to Grade 3 partnership in New Bedford. They had started a program at the laundromats where, there are a lot of studies out there that show that low-income children spend about 2.5 hours at a laundromat per week. So they said, wouldn't it be great if they had some books to access while they're there? So the laundromat project is something we've taken on. We've expanded it a little bit. We put in some shelving. More books are always there, and the kids are encouraged to take the books home with them.
How many laundromats?
So we have 4 laundromats right now throughout the city. They're all in different areas. So to celebrate Dr. Seuss's birthday and the expansion of the laundromat project and making it bigger, we're doing the Celebrate Reading event on March 2nd from 10 to 12. It's going to be at the Wash World in New Bedford, up near in the north end. It's near the CVS. It's up that way on Lund's Corner, around that area. Sure. And we're going to be, doing some story time, some book giveaways. We're going to have some crafts there, all to celebrate Dr. Seuss's birthday, but also to celebrate our laundromat project that's been pretty successful so far.
Well, that's great. All right, so it's a one-day event. What did the books come from?
So the books come from a variety of places. There are mostly book drives that we've been getting in. So we're always accepting brand new or gently used books that come in through, some people just stop by and say, hey, I know you were doing this. We'd love to give you this. We're looking for those early learning books, though. So, anything from birth to grade 3 is our focus. So we're not looking for like the chapter books or books for adults. It's really to focus on those young children that, just need more help accessing books. If they're within walking distance of a book, studies have proven that they're better readers as adults. They understand more. They communicate better. So this is really a way to get those books in their hands.
All right. So the goal is to, as you just said,
get
books in the hands of kids.
Yes, of course. So like I said, we have books. Our office is flooded with books right now. So we're actually in a good place. But, we will need to be replenishing as needed because, like I said, we do let the kids take the books home with them. It's not just that they're there for them, but the hope is that they'll take it home, build their own home library as well. Some of these kids, this is the only time they're getting books in their hands. The parents, you can't spend the money on books because they need to buy food or whatever that situation may be. So this is a way to get them books in their homes.
So while this is a one-day celebration, the program, the goal is not one day. It's
right.
Hopefully
it's long term. Yes. I mean, we're hoping that the kids that come to this event and go to the laundromats with these books in house, it'll really help them long term. Help them in school once they start school, or if they're in school, it'll help their vocabularies. Any number of things from just having access to books.
So that is on March 2nd.
March 2nd. Yes.
Is it a public event or is it simply just?
Nope, it's a completely
it's
a public event. We're hoping that families with young children are obviously our target audience for who's coming. We'll be doing again story times in both English and Spanish. We'll have some crafts on site, so for the little ones, they'll stay entertained the whole time. We'll have a couple giveaways, and each kid is going to leave with a book. And then we're also giving the parents some information about how they can encourage reading in the home, whether it's, labeling, things in the kitchen. So that way it just gets them reading and recognizing words better. That's really the hope, is that parents will just have more education themselves on how to help the children.
Now, also on March 2nd,
Yes.
there is another event that's being held. It's the Community Health Day.
Yes.
What is that all about?
So United Way, we have a lot of parts to us. So one of our initiatives within United Way is the New Bedford Community Connections Coalition. So they formed the Near North End Alliance, which is a lot of different organizations together focusing on this one area of New Bedford where crime is a little bit higher. You know, there's more open DCF cases. So they're trying to do more events to get families to come out together or individuals to come out and meet other people in their neighborhood to feel safe. So the Community Health Day is coming up on March 2nd from 11:30 to 2. It's taking place at the Global Learning Charter Public School. I hope I said that right. And they're going to have a bunch of different things going on. So they'll have the health van from South Coast Health will be there doing preventative screenings. They're doing cooking and yoga demonstrations. There'll be raffles at that as well. They're serving lunch. But it's a way to get people out and learn about different ways of taking care of themselves and making sure that their children are living healthy and just giving some of those different ways that, people might not realize how to cook with certain vegetables. They're going to show some of that day. So that'll be going on at the Global School, and it should be a really great event. And we encourage people that are living in the Near North End to go to that event.
All right. So is this the first time event?
It is the first time event for the Near North End Alliance.
All right. Very good. You're listening to Townsquare Sunday. My guest is Victoria Gracella. She's the Director of Marketing and Community Relations for the United Way of Greater New Bedford. So in looking at this schedule, I said, might as well touch on some other things in March because they are happening.
Yep.
And this one is a pretty important one as well. Mini grants,
Yes.
which the United Way has been involved in for some years.
Mm-hmm.
They enable startup organizations or individuals who may have a great idea about something. A little bit of money is sent their way to see if they can fulfill the idea, and obviously these ideas have some public good to them as well. So, am I close?
You are very close.
Okay.
So our mini grant program has been around since 1995. Over the years, we've given out over $700,000 in grants to, like you said, it has to be an all-volunteer community group. It does not have to be a 501c3 nonprofit. It can be just a group of friends or neighbors that see an issue and they know they can make a difference. And so they come up with some great projects, and then they apply to us, and they can apply for up to $2,500 for a grant. It is a reimbursement grant, so the way that would work is you would pay out of pocket and then send us the receipts, and then we'd reimburse you for it. And we've had so many different great projects. You might see around, speaking of literacy, you might see the little libraries that are outside of the fire stations. Those were a mini grant project once upon a time. There's been a handful of community gardens. The Fairhaven Outdoor Movie Night was a project for a few years. So there's a lot of different things you can do with this. So you just have to have a project that fits into health, education, financial stability, or basic human needs, and you're able to apply for this $2,500 grant. So we are having our information sessions coming up on Tuesday, March 5th. There are 2 sessions, one at 10 o'clock in the morning and then one at 5 p.m. So depending on your schedule, whatever works best. We encourage you to come out with you and maybe another group member to learn about how you can apply the whole application process and how we can help you get your project off the ground.
All right. And is there a limit to funding, or is it's not unlimited, obviously?
It's not. I mean, it is, we have a pool of money that we get through a variety of grants ourselves. So depending on what that grant pool is, I'm not sure what it is right now, that money will be given out. Usually we fund about 20 to 25 projects a year.
Okay, that's the mini grants. And again, the workshops are on March 5th. The times?
March 5th at 10 a.m. or 5 p.m.
10 a.m. or 5 p.m. So attempting to reach out to other people's times who they may be available. And again, you've kind of talked about how they apply for one, but it starts really with a good idea.
It does. I mean, that's all it takes is a group of friends sitting around saying, hey, I noticed this problem in our community. What can we do about it? When the little libraries came about, it was, how can we get books into some of these neighborhoods where they don't have access to the library, depending on the hours or their location. And so these just popped out of a great idea that, they were like, how else can we get books to people? So you'll see their nice wooden structures that are fine in the snow and the rain, and people are encouraged to go and take a book, leave a book. No library card needed, just an honor system, and it seems to be working pretty great.
And is it for young people mostly, or is it for
the mini grants
too?
as a whole, or the little libraries?
These little libraries.
Nope, there are books for all ages in those boxes.
Okay. Well, let's continue on in March because we've got another event coming up, and that is the Live United celebration.
Yes.
Which is really an awards banquet of some
It is,
some
yes.
Sort, right? Tell us about it.
So this is our chance to thank people for everything they've done for United Way over the year, whether it's by giving, advocating, or volunteering. It could be any number of things. It could be companies, it could be small businesses, it could be individuals. Or Townsquare got an award from us a few years ago with our partnership for Holiday Wishes. It could be any number of things what we have these awards for, but it's really just to recognize the partnerships in the community and those people who are supporting us through any number of our programming that we do throughout the year. So this is really our big thank you event.
The United Way, the tickets available for that?
There are, yep. So it's going to be at Rosebrook down in Wareham. It's a really nice spot. It overlooks the cranberry bogs. It's beautiful. And that's March 27th at 5 p.m. and tickets are $55 a piece.
All right. Well, the United Way does a lot of work in our community, and not just in March either, year-round. Your Family Resource Center, humming these days, lots of activity there.
Always busy. There's always people in there.
Give us a little bit about the Family Resource Center, because it did play a tremendous role with the influx of Puerto Rican families.
Yes, after Hurricane Maria.
Hurricane Maria. What's the Family Resource Center doing these days?
Our Family Center is constantly busy. It's located right downtown New Bedford on the third floor of 128 Union Street, the DeMello International Center. It's just a safe place for people with children 18 and under that they can come and we can set them up with a family resource worker who will help them with any number of challenges they might be facing, whether it's looking for a new apartment, helping them find a job, helping them get set up with PACE for fuel assistance. It could be any number of things the family is facing, and our workers will sit with them and really learn about what the family needs, and then link them up with those organizations that can help them, or if we can provide assistance. There's also computers and a fax machine that people can use for, again, for searches for jobs, any number of things like that. And there's always something going on in the Family Center. So just about every night of the week, there is a parent workshop or a father's group or something for the teens. So that way there's this education component as well, so parents can learn from each other and from us as we give some strategies for them to try out.
5 days a week.
5 days a week. And then every second and fourth Saturday, we are open 8:30 to noon. So for those families who can't make it during the week, we're still there on the weekends for them.
Shannon Grant programs.
Much stuff going on.
Well, you folks are running the, I'll say the civilian side of the Shannon Grant programs. Programs to keep young people active and safe. New Bedford recently got a little more money.
We did, yeah. Our budget it's a big increase. We're planning on hiring some new outreach workers. So the Shannon and SSYI programs at United Way, it's a partnership with the New Bedford Police Department. They approached us about a year ago to see how we could help. So we're really managing the program. So our outreach workers have identified youth that are at risk, and now we're going to be going a little bit older too. So I think our full scope of the work is somewhere like 10 to 24. I could be wrong on those ages, but it's children who are at risk of violence, whether in the home or outside the home. Might have been identified that they might join a gang one day, or they're in a gang, and we're trying to coach them to get them into a better lifestyle. Whether it's through job placements or volunteer opportunities, or just giving them other options. So there's a big education piece with that, and our workers are amazing. Our outreach workers are out there every day talking to folks, trying to help them, get their lives back on track.
Hunger Commission, we know what that is, but that is a wonderful component in the community to help food pantries stock their shelves. And the United Way does that as well.
We do. And actually, I'm now managing the Hunger Commission as well. So we have a lot going on with that. We constantly have food drives going on. There's always a need for food in our community. We service 19 local pantries from Wareham to Fall River. Pace, Salvation Army, Damien's Pantry in Wareham. We're constantly bringing them food. We also partner with the YMCA, South Coast Sharing the Harvest in Dartmouth. They grow fresh produce most months of the year. Obviously, right now it's a little cold, a little snowy to be doing that, but they grow, last year they grew about 62,000 pounds of fresh produce, so we're getting that out to these pantries through the Hunger Commission. And then we also operate a mobile market that goes out into the communities during the summer to make sure we can get the fresh produce in the hands of folks that need it.
Celebrate Reading, Saturday, March 2nd, 10 to 12 at Wash World, 2112 Acushnet Avenue in New Bedford. It's a free early literacy event in celebration of Dr. Seuss's birthday with story times in English and Spanish. It's crafts, book giveaways, door prizes. It's for families with young kids. Sounds like a fun day.
It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah. If people want to learn more about the United Way, where can they go?
They should go to our website, unitedwayofgnb.org. Everything we talked about today is on there, all the events, all the information on the Hunger Commission, Shannon SSY. It's all up there if you want to know more.
It's amazing. How can they let you go?
We have so much more
we can talk
about. I can't.
My guest, Victoria Grisella, Director of Marketing Community Affairs for the United Way of Greater New Bedford. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks so much for having me, Jim.
Don't go away. Townsquare Sunday returns after this break.